Hello everybody and welcome to Average Abilities episode 4, Quattro, C4, I 4 in other languages. I can't think of any other languages, so my bad. Episode 4, anime review of Average Abilities. Did I say that already? I don't remember, but I'm saying it now. This episode, honestly I think this show is getting a bit of a harsh critic from people who have read the source, because from what I can gather, from what I've read of various reviews and people in my comments and what have you, it's not a good adaptation. They're just changing things, and it's scarcely an adaptation. So adaptation-wise, pretty bad. But as an anime, it's not like it's a terrible anime, if that makes any sense. It's like it's doing a bad job of adapting the source material, but on its own, it's not like it's the bottom of the barrel like Garbo. I think that's my point of view anyway. But this episode, it felt like an early episode. It feels weird that it's coming episode 4, because it was just, your starting quests and all that. Although we did learn a little bit more about our fiery redhead. Get it? Because she's got red hair and she uses fire. I'm creative like that. Also, shout out to the guy that told me that her voice actor was in Love Live, because now I can't unhear it. So you have officially made this show a whole new game for me. Can't wait for Reina to Nico Nico Ni. But anyway, let's crack on with the episode and see what happened and everything, and move on and go through it like we always do, because that's fun times. Let's do this. Episode begins and the gang have got a home base, if you will. It's a cheap hotel room, or inn room to be more specific, at that inn that was featured in episode 1 very briefly. So the girl, the waitress girl, overhears them talking about it, saying it's cheap crap or whatever, and has a go at them a little bit, and then forces them to waitress for her, and it's like a maid cafe, and they're all in their maid outfits and everything, and I don't have much more to add on that. They're in maid outfits, hooray! Check one off the content boxes. Then later on they go to the guild looking for jobs. Their first job is to go and gather some rock lizard materials, or just the rock lizards themselves apparently. That works too. They go fight it. It's bigger than they expect, I'm pretty sure. They have like a brief kerfuffle. Mavis is in trouble, but then the others freeze it using Power Rangers techniques, I guess, or like Ultraman or something. I assume it's one of those two is the reference. I think there was also like Godzilla or something was in there. Maybe I was misseeing that. Obviously the cold power, what's her name? Oh man, name's Mile. She does the whole, it's a secret family technique and everything. And like I said, it's not going to get old anytime soon, is it? It might do, but for me right now, it's still infrequent enough to where, no, it just hasn't bothered me yet. I can absolutely see why if people are annoyed at the secret family technique thing being brought up a lot. But they got the materials, whatever, and they go to the client of the quest, hand in the thing, and the guy's like, nah, it's damaged, so I'm going to pay you less money. Basically trying to rip them off and everything because they're newbie adventurers, and and he's like, ha 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 ha, like that. That's exactly what he sounds like too. Ha 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 ha. But don't forget we have Pauline, who negotiates with him to get basically just so his career gets like thrown down the toilet because he's been distrustful or whatever, and then the guild buys the things from them for a reasonable price, so everybody wins except that guy. But he was a dickhead asshole liar pants, he was a bad guy. So Pauline has quickly become my best girl in this show, I think. Maybe, I don't know. I think so, because she's just really funny, I think. But yeah, then after that, there's a little quest montage of them doing a load of quests. Don't have too much to add on that. Like I said, it's felt like a very early episode, and I guess in the grand scheme of things, it is an early episode. But it was just your beginner quests of this part. Second part, though, I thought was a lot more interesting. Or, the upcoming part, I guess, I thought was a lot more interesting. They had some interesting things, so let's get to that quick. Reina wants to level up quick, so she accepts a quest, basically on behalf of the whole group. She doesn't really deliberate the decision. Basically, it's to guard some merchants. It's an escort mission. And everybody knows, if you played any video game ever, you know how fun our escort missions are. And the answer is not very. I can't think of a single good escort mission off the top of my head. So that should tell you what you need to know. On the trip, they're like in a barrel? A barrel? a cart is what they're in, not a barrel, a cart. Um, Raina's sort of lost in thought. You can tell like the others are trying to be happy like they always are, but Raina's like staring into space. Something's up. So there's something to do with this quest that she's bothered about. Then they get splashed with mud, which it's relevant, I promise. Then they all get changed, and it's pretty funny. Mavis is in a boy's uniform, and Pauline is she's wearing clothes. I think that's she's just about wearing clothes. So yeah. Then Raina says something to the old man. She's like, "You absolutely will not die, old man." And then Mile uses search magic, and it's like, "Oh, there's bandits over there." Puts a barrier up, prevents the attack, or prevents the preemptive attack. That's easy words for me to say. Yeah, this part was funny. You had the clothing bit. Poor Mavis always getting the boys' clothes. And Pauline's bit was, yeah. I mean, you see the joke coming a mile away because, hang on a minute, Pauline's bigger than all of them. She's taller. She's taller. That's what we'll go with. She is taller than the other two, and absolutely nothing else is different about the clothes. Nothing else. But yeah, the bandits surround them after their surprise attack. Didn't go too well, and then a fight breaks out. And well, I mean, is it a fight? The girls decimate them, but then there's a mage guy who summons a golem that does like a is it Gundam? You know, he's just combining all the parts or whatever, and he's doing the poses. And obviously that makes Mile fangirl a lot. But then she gets KO'd a bit later, and Raina's like, "No, you killed my friend." And she flashes back to who I presume is her dead dad. I'll get onto what I think happened in her backstory in a bit, because there's a bit more at the end. But yeah, flashes back to her dead dad. Then she gets angry and attacks the thing, but it doesn't quite work. Then she gets saved by Mile, who is completely fine, and he's like, "Oh no, I almost died." That. Don't screenshot that, please. They freeze the golem because you cool superheated metal. It freezes. I watched Fantastic Four, the original one, the good one. Ain't it weird that that's the good one now? But yeah, I knew that beforehand thanks to Mr. Stretchy Man. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic Stretchy Man. But yeah, they destroy the thing. I love that she uses a slingshot, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. Miles' slingshot it's a good weapon. I think it's funny because I guess it's her nerfing herself, the slingshot, but it's still, I mean, she collapsed that golem very easily. And I know science, but slingshots. But yeah, then the bandit leader makes Raina flashback again to, based on something he said. I can't, like, "We're gonna sell you, girl." And then she tries to kill him. She's like, "I'm literally gonna kill him," and all the others are like, "Hold the phone, Raina, let's not kill the poor man." And then he runs away after that, and then she asks the rest of the other three, "Hey, have you ever killed anyone before?" So, what I'm guessing from the backstory, from like the flashes and stuff, so Raina and her dad were attacked by bandits. Her dad died and she was sold, or gonna be sold, and then she killed them. The bandits, that is. That's what I think. And then she arrived at the academy at some point. I know I've left like a few years there, but I'm sure we'll learn about it next week, because that seems to be where we're going. I know this episode was mainly focused on Raina, but I used her for the thumbnail last week, so I can't use her again, so that's a bit of a shame. But yeah, I'm curious to see where we go from here. I think I said at the beginning, I think this show has gotten a bit of a harsh critic because it's deviated from the source quite a bit. I don't think it's bad on its own right. As someone who's not read the original, the origin, the source, I think it's fine and hell of a lot better than the stuff we had last year. And it is it might be just fine, but I can handle just fine. I'm enjoying it, honestly. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I think that's fair to say. Shout out to the guy last week who commented "Wahoo Wahoo" because Wario is a big fan. I get that it's in the theme song, but now take the theme song and put Wario's Wahoos where they Wahoo, and then profit. I don't know. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it because I like talking. I like the sound of my own voice. That couldn't have sounded more worse conceited if I tried. But anyway, I will see you next week for another episode of this thing. It's got a long title, Average Abilities, No Keen, is I think one of the shortened things someone said. Subscribe and like and comment and all the other things that YouTube likes it when you do, because it means I get more views, and somehow in the YouTube robot works that way. I don't know, I'm not a scientist. I will see you next week as I said, and bye guys.